All right, so I don't really have like a super major agenda today. I just want to talk about the importance of marketing and tech in your business, right? So that's it. And so, like I was talking earlier, I did a video earlier, and I'm like, you want to know what the key to success is in marketing business, and it's implementation. And that's absolutely true. But I was working with like one of my clients, right? And that client was like, you know what? Like, I really miss in person. Doing the presentations are great. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, in person is great. I miss in person too. And he was like, yeah, it's in person, like, there's no match. And I'm like, yeah, there is no match. I understand the need for in person, right? But I also understand the need for digital, right? And I just want to talk about the in person versus the virtual and the digital stuff a little bit, right? Because people try to bring up, right? I was thinking, and like yesterday, he had me convinced that the in person is kind of better, right? And it's not better, they're just different, right? So it's really hard to prove that in person is better in terms of a business, right? In terms of business, digital is it's just it's a strong argument for both. And just for me, some of the arguments people bring are like not the best, right? And I'm just like, I know there are some scenarios where in person is better, but I'm just going to talk about this particular scenario, right? So this client is a speaker, teaches, speaks, does presentations, and he did a presentation like recently. He was like, "Man, that was great," and people were like, "I'm ready to work with you like right now." And while I was getting ready, uh, I had some thoughts, and I'm like, "Damn, that is a good point." And I was thinking because we're about to do like an in-person event myself, right? Like I used to do events, so I'm pretty good at putting together events and doing that stuff. He's like, in person is great. It's just nothing like the usual stuff that people say. It feels good, right? So, like my challenge is usually like I want to challenge people to selflessly, selflessly, right? Not selfishly, right? Because most of the time when they say, "Oh, it's better in person," they're doing it selfishly and only worried about themselves, right? Not about serving other people and how you can help other people. You know why people become millionaires so quickly when they do the digital stuff? Because they're reaching more people and having more impact, right? So I do understand the argument for the in-person thing, right? I understand the argument, and I like to say that in person, one-to-one communication, blah blah blah. I like to give the word of potency, right? So in person, you can have more potency, right? You can have more potency, so you can affect somebody in a more strategic, more a good way to put it is like sniper. You can affect them like a sniper versus a shotgun, right? So that's a strong argument for in person, right? But when I was talking to this client, he made the argument that people are like, "Oh, I'm ready to work with you like right now," and I was thinking, I was like, I've had people do that with me as well, right? And that's not a strong argument. So as an example, and I'm going to tell him this, I'm like, look, I've had people do that to me as well, where I haven't had to be there and actually speak, right? So an example is my presentations that I do, right? And I'm going to suggest this to that client. I just had the idea, but I do presentations, I do speeches, I do trainings, I do tutorials, and guess what? I put them online, and then people come to me and they say those words that he's talking about. I'm ready to work with you like right now, right? So let me download this file really quickly because I want to show y'all something in a little bit. So that's that file. All right, so I'm going to show you this file. I enjoy this. This is a little bit funny, but so the in person is great and it's cool, right? But if we're like going to be leaders, we got to stop trying to avoid the technology, right? So even a good example would even be like if you're going to do in person, right? Why don't you record that thing? Why don't you record that and then share it to people? Because you do the in person. Let's just say you're amazing, right? And you can fill rooms, right? Let's just say you're some amazing person and then you can just fill the room. Great, right? Like so, a good room to fill on the high end, but let's just say like you can easily fill rooms to with 100 people in it, right? So you can impact 100 people by doing that one in-person event, right? It's going to be pretty potent, right? Pretty potent because it's 100 people there. You're gonna do your thing. You're gonna crush that presentation, right? You're gonna do that, and bam, right? But this is where, and you can't. It's not really a one or the other thing. It's an integration, right? So you take technology, right? So you do the presentation, you do everything that you're already doing, right? And then you add technology into it. You integrate it, right? So you still do the in-person presentation where you're like, oh my God, I love in-person so much. It's so much better, right? You still do that, but you record it now, right? So now you have a ever living asset that you can then go impact even more people with, right? Right. So no matter, like, we keep trying to selfishly escape technology and it's just not going to work, right? The more we try to escape it, the more we get behind, right? And the reason why you get behind, because it's karma, right? You deserve it because you need to utilize those things, right? You need to utilize technology, you need to utilize marketing, you need to utilize it so you can impact and affect more people, right? Think about like the biggest companies. The biggest companies are what kind of companies? They're tech companies. Why do these companies have so much money, and why are they influencing so much people? Because they're tech companies, right? They're utilizing the tech to influence and get the message out. So we have got to be more selfless and thinking about how we can help others. And we got to stop trying to run away from technology, right? We just got to stop trying to run away from technology. So again, if you're going to, like, yes, in person has more potency, right? So let's just say again, you're really good and you can fill rooms and you get 100 people in there. But once you get that 100 people in there and then the event is over, it's done, right? Your impact is like minimum. You're not going to affect too many more people. However, when you integrate technology, right? So you still do that presentation, you still teach, or you still deliver whatever message that you have to deliver. You integrate technology now and you record it, right? You record it so you have that ever living asset. And then now, guess what? You can send that recording out so many times, right? So many people. So you did the 100 in a room. You're going to impact and affect those people, those 100 people, but you now have that digital asset or that technology asset that you done from the presentation or your messaging, and now you can deliver that to 100 more people. And that's on a very, very low end, right? On the very, very low end, you're going to affect 100 more people with your recording, right? But let's be realistic. Let's be realistic about technology. Technology, you can reach thousands of people, right? So you can reach 1,000 people per day with that file, right? With that digital asset, with the marketing, right? So now you're affecting 1,000 people a day. You can affect 300,000 people. 300,000 people by integrating and utilizing technology, right? So I'm thinking about this client. He's like, I'm affecting people, and he gave, like, I understand that. Like, I'm ready to work with you. I'm ready to go now. I do understand that. However, I've gotten that same exact response from technology, and I use YouTube, right? So I use YouTube. You can go check out, well, you're here on YouTube if you're watching this, but there are plenty of videos where people come and say, Jerome, that was an amazing presentation. That was an amazing video. I'm ready to work with you right now, right? So we have to be mindful, and we got to stop selfishly thinking about, oh, I don't want to use technology, I don't want to learn it, oh, it's scary, it's this, it's that. If you can't learn it, you don't want to learn it or whatever, partner with a professional, right? Just like you do with other things. But technology is not going anywhere. And again, I reiterate, what companies are doing the most successful? Think about it. The biggest companies are growing, and they're growing so fast and having the most impact because of what? Because of technology, right? They get paid so well because they're adding value to people's lives. Despite what we want to say about them, Facebook, Google, oh my God, big brother, they're big brother, they're working for the government, right? We're giving them money because they're giving us value. Amazon, Google, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, all these companies are growing so fast and so rapidly because of technology. So we as individuals, we got to stop that selfish talk with, oh, I don't like technology, I want to be face to face in person, because it's not even the best of your time all of the time, right? Have to be mindful of that, right? Especially I deal with a lot of leaders. We have to stop that, and we got to be more selfless, right? More people need to hear your message, and the only way that they're going to hear your message is if you utilize technology, right? You got to get out there and impact more people if you want to get paid more, right? We're in Philadelphia. You go, you do a big event. There are not a lot of rooms that can hold 100 people here in Philadelphia, but you affect 100 people. When you integrate technology, you can start affecting literally thousands of people. And you can get, if you want to get paid, you can get paid from that. If you're just doing it for the goodwill, you can get the goodwill from that. But please, like, consider integrating technology. I wanted to talk about that because Man, he's like, it's nothing like that. And I understand, again, I understand it's very potent. However, integrate technology with it, right? So you go do a presentation, you're kind of wasting it because nobody's going to ever hear that message again, right? So integrate technology, pay a videographer, pay a web person, pay these people that so they can help you integrate these systems, integrate these processes, get these things recorded, and you can just start to impact even more people. The more people you can serve, the better you will get paid, right? And it's not all about money. You might want to impact more people. Well, technology will help you do that. So check out this video. This was a funny video that I kind of want you to see. Um, it's funny, and I just turned it into a meme. So watch this. How do you get to the main screen? So check this out. I'm probably gonna post this on social media somewhere. Look. This is most people. This is most people trying to figure out technology. Partner up with someone, man. It's stop trying to avoid it. Stop thinking that it's not a actual skill that you learn, etc., etc. So, I just wanted to share that. I thought that video was pretty funny. I was going to slap the boomer tag on there, but I don't know if I feel like offending anybody right now. People get really sensitive about certain stuff. If you can understand your strengths and weaknesses, you won't be offended by certain things. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that technology thing really because I, it's not a lot of strong arguments for not integrating and utilizing technologies. Not a lot of strong arguments. So I appreciate you for watching, and I will see you on the other side. Bye bye.